Welcome to Sapience Learning, your gateway to book summaries.
Freakonomics by Stephen J. Dubner. It never fails to baffle me how cheap learning has become. For under $4, you can watch a 90-minute exploration of some of the most fascinating economic research of the 21st century, complete with animations and real-world examples. Ridiculous. Freakonomics is not your typical economics book. It doesn't focus on stock markets, GDP, or interest rates. Instead, it dives into the hidden side of everyday life, asking surprising questions. What do school teachers and sumo wrestlers have in common? How did the legalization of abortion in the 1970s affect crime rates 20 years later? Why do drug dealers still live with their moms? At its core, Freakonomics explores three major ideas: incentives, information asymmetry, and the difference between causation and correlation. By understanding these concepts, you can make better decisions, avoid being misled, and see the world more clearly. Favorite quote from the author. Morality, it could be argued, represents the way that people would like the world to work, whereas economics represents how it actually does work. Here are 3 lessons from Freakonomics to help you see the world in a smarter, more informed way. Lesson 1. There are 3 kinds of incentives that dominate your life. Incentives have shaped your behavior from the beginning. As a child, finishing your plate might earn you pudding. As an adult, meeting your sales quota could earn a bonus. Incentives influence nearly every decision you make. Dubner and Levitt identify 3 types of incentives. Economic, rewards or penalties involving money, time, or resources. Social, the desire to gain approval or avoid shame in front of peers. Moral, appealing to your sense of right and wrong, or personal ethics. The more types of incentives combined, the stronger they become. For example, consider crime. The disincentive to commit a serious crime is huge. Economically, you risk losing your job, home, and personal freedom. Socially, you may lose friends and reputation. Morally, committing the act is deeply wrong. Together, these incentives form a powerful deterrent. Freakonomics also explores unusual examples, like cheating in sumo wrestling or school tests. Professional sumo wrestlers may fix matches because social and economic incentives align in unexpected ways. Teachers in Chicago were caught changing student test answers when their bonuses depended on test scores. These stories illustrate how incentives, sometimes combined in surprising ways, drive human behavior, even when it defies morality. Lesson 2. Experts are often incentivized to exploit the fact that they know more than you. In any transaction, incentives drive behavior. Understanding what motivates the other person, and yourself, can help you make smarter decisions. Information asymmetry, when one party knows more than the other, is one way experts profit from knowledge. Consider a real estate agent. You want the highest price for your house, and she receives a commission based on the sale price. Intuitively, you might assume she would work to maximize your profit. However, simple math often shows otherwise. If she can sell your house for $100,000 in 2 weeks, she earns $10,000. If she waits an additional 2 weeks to get $120,000, her extra income is just $2,000, but she must invest double the time. Selling faster benefits her more. Interestingly, research shows that when agents sell their own homes, they usually wait longer and get higher prices. They behave differently when their own money is at stake. Using their knowledge advantage, they can profit from your lack of information, a subtle but powerful demonstration of information asymmetry in action. Freakonomics goes further, revealing surprising connections. School teachers, for instance, may cheat on standardized tests because the reward system incentivizes them. And sumo wrestlers may rig matches because the social and economic pressures align. In these cases, knowledge and incentives intersect, sometimes with unexpected consequences. Lesson 3. Just because 2 things happen simultaneously doesn't mean one causes the other. Humans love connecting dots, but correlation is not causation. Take the example of a car dealer offering a special deal on the 31st of the month. You might assume it is to meet a quota and earn a bonus. That seems logical, but the true cause could be something else entirely. Maybe he promised his wife he would sell enough cars to pay for daycare. Maybe it is part of a personal goal to improve his sales techniques. The point is, correlation does not equal causation. Another example, money and election outcomes. Many assume the candidate who spends the most wins. Yet studies show cutting or doubling campaign budgets often changes voter outcomes by very little. Money is correlated with success, but it is not necessarily the cause. Dubner and Levitt also explore how crime rates fell dramatically in the 1990s. Some attribute it to policing strategies, gun laws, or economic growth. But their research controversially linked part of the decline to legalized abortion decades earlier. Fewer unwanted children, they argued, led to fewer individuals growing up in adverse circumstances, ultimately affecting crime rates. This was a striking example of hidden causes behind seemingly unrelated correlations. Who should read Freakonomics? The 26-year-old graduate taking a high-paying job. The 52-year-old parent unsure how and when to sell a house. Anyone who frequently jumps to conclusions and wants to see the world more clearly. Freakonomics shows that incentives drive behavior. Experts may not always act in your best interest, and understanding correlation versus causation is essential for making smarter decisions. By keeping these lessons in mind, you can avoid being misled, make better choices, and see the hidden forces shaping everyday life. Dubner and Levitt teach us to ask the right questions. Why do incentives work the way they do? Who benefits from my lack of knowledge? And what is really causing the patterns I observe? Freakonomics by Stephen J. Dubner, a guide to understanding incentives, information, and causation, helping you navigate the world with a sharper, more informed perspective. See the world as it really works, not just as you wish it would.
We hope this book summary brought you joy and moments of reflection. Happy learning from Team Sapiens.